YouTube, thanks for checking out my video. Today we have a review of the Blackbird 4x4 True Matrix HDMI Matrix by Monoprice. So here we will unbox it and then we'll show you all its features. So here you'll get a remote. So I got this one because it has separate buttons for each one. Later on I'm going to be programming my remote for each input because I have 4 TVs. And for those that don't know how this works, an HDMI matrix is similar to a splitter, but what it does is it has 4 inputs. This is a 4x4, and there's also a 2x2. So the 4x4 means it has 4 inputs and 4 outputs. So I'll just show you that here. As you can see from the back, see there's input 1, 2, 3, 4 and output 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you can do with this is you can independently show a different input for each device at any time. So say you want input 1 on output A, you want input 2 on output B, you can have any combination you want. And that means you don't have to buy multiple set-top boxes. Say there's only like a couple people in the house, you don't need to buy multiple set-top boxes. Put a PS4 on here. For me, I have my media box on output 2, and I have my set-top box for my cable company in input 1. It also has RS-232, so if you have something like Control 4, this thing can control it. And here we have the rest of it. So the way this works is it's a simple on and off switch. There's an IR input flasher here, and you also have these buttons. This will cycle through each input if you manually want to change it. So if you want to change output D, so 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll change it for you. And it also has just a power here, and then on the side, if you look closely, it has Edid settings. That means you can set this to mimic any sort of setting. So if we look in the manual here, let's take a look. Here's all the different combinations you can set if you want to pause the video and take a look. So for example, you can put it in auto and leave it on 000, and you can go all the way down to 4K if you want. Forgot to mention that this is a 4K unit, one of the first 4K HDMI matrices I found. And yeah, let's take a look at what's in the rest of the box. So here we have an adapter for your plug, meaning you can use this in the standard North American market here. So here, plug it in like that. Let's see, it's a little tricky to do it. Oh, there you go. Okay, there's the unit. And I like this. Check this out. See? You get this in slightly nicer electronics. It's a barrel connector, but see? Plug it in, twist it on. This prevents it from falling out. So say you have like cats or something, they're not going to pull that out. So there's the unit there. Also, we have some mounts if you want to rack mount this unit. And last but not least, we're not going to use it in our setup, but it is an RS-232 cable. So the next part of the video, if I make one, we'll have just a unit, showing the unit and demoing how it works. Alright, stay tuned for more. Here is my other HDMI matrix. If you take a look, it is a 4x2, also by Monoprice. I got this guy about, I'd say, 5 years ago, so it's pretty old. Same idea, it's a 4 input, 2 output, but since then I have acquired more televisions. So here we have the 4x4 that we recently put in. And one good thing about this that I was actually talking about earlier is it has the Edid settings on here. So if you take a quick look again, when you get it by default, it's set to 0000. And I was getting all sorts of issues when I left it at that, just because what happened is when I leave it at 000, I got a couple 4K TVs in the house. And the 4K TVs will try and pull my Android box in 4K. So when you have it in 4K, it's not going to output 1080p on the other ones properly because it's, it's getting a conflict when it's doing the HDMI handshake. So my solution is to set it to 0101. If you take a look, that's 1080p 5.1. I mean, I could have set it to 0110, but I don't have a 7.1 setup. I only have a 5.1. And by doing that, it switches really well. Now, I'll show you here. Here's the remote that it came with. Take a quick look. Here's my unit here. And right now it's on output 2 on number 4. So let's go back to output 1. That's just my projector, so it's a little slow.
Life insurance.
Yeah, it's working well.
Life insurance, that's actually...
Back to output 2, which is my Android TV box. It's my NVIDIA Shield. And one other thing I'll show you. Here, in Android TV, remember how I mentioned I have a 5.1 setup? If you have VLC, it's not going to work by default. The default settings in VLC do not allow 5.1, so you have to go in and change it. So in case anyone else has this problem, I will help you. Go here, go to Other, go to Settings, and let's take a look. Let's go to Audio, and go to Audio Output. It's on this option by default, Open SLES. Change it. Change it to Audio Track. And when you change it to Audio Track, you will get 5.1 surround sound. Now you can test the video. What I have here is a Dolby Test 5.1 AVI sound here. And when you use that, it will work well. Now, if this video helped you out, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more video. Oh, before I let you go, this HDMI matrix works great. It even has a little beep. I don't mind it because it beeps whenever you change inputs. And it no problems after changing the EDID. So, and one thing too, you can use this remote here and program it. So I just set it for A, B, C, and D as input 1, 2, 3, 4 for the basement TV. Now, if you want any more questions about this, it's an MX V4IR. A lot of carriers have this exact remote if you're on a VDSL provider. So if you want videos on how to program this remote, maybe leave a comment and I'll leave some of those.